All right, we are live.
Hi everybody, welcome to our presentation on best practices for Google Tools for the classroom. This is for our Stony Brook course, EST 527. I'd like to introduce you to my colleagues. We have Mary Beth Laverso with us, and we have Susan Dubuis. Today we'll be presenting the Google Keep app. Google Keep is an app that takes you from basic note-taking to organizing skills. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to show you and share with you my Google Keep. Okay, so this is what a Google Keep looks like. And remember that Google Keep capitalizes on some of Google's fantastic features to help students and teachers keep up with the demands of a busy school life. So some of the best practices of Google Keep are you can share assignments on Google Keep. You can share notes with other colleagues or educators. You can give yourselves reminders about notes. You can share links and images, both here and here. And you can also pin your Google Keep. So by going up to the tab and right-clicking it, you can pin the tab so that it would stay open for you for the entire day so you have easy access to all of your Google Keep notes. Some of the features of Google Keep are that you can access your Google Keep through the waffle, which you would find your icon for Google Keep, or you can access it through the Chrome Web Store, or you can just type in keep.google.com. You can also navigate your way around in Google Keep through the main menu here on the left. That's the 3 bars on the left-hand side. These are all of your settings and different tabs that you can get into to help navigate through your Google Keep. Also on the right-hand side, you have 2 bars, which if you click on them, it will give you a list view of your notes, or you can have a grid view, which is what I prefer. You also have another mini menu bar inside when you create a note. So you'll see this is your remind me, this is your share button, this is your color change, this is if you want to add an image, this is if you want to archive your note, and you also have some additional tabs which are adding labels and showing checkboxes. So I'm going to hand this over to Susan and Mary Beth because they're going to show you how to create a note and how to use all the features in Google Keep.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you how to take a note. So here we have my Google Keep, and in order to take a note you can click right here and make a title first. So I'm going to title mine EST 527, and my note is going to be revise Google video. Now there's different options of what you can choose to do with your note. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to have it remind me that I have to do this. So I'm going to click the Remind Me button, and you can choose to remind yourself tomorrow, next week. You can pick a specific date and time, and you can pick a place. So I'm going to pick a date and time. I'm going to pick this Friday. And for time, you can choose morning, afternoon, evening, night, or custom. I'm going to keep it morning at 8 a.m. and I'm going to save it. Now I can choose to share this note with anyone who I would like to who has a Google account. So I'm going to share this with Lisa and put a check next to it so that I can add someone else. And I'm going to share it with Mary Beth. And then I can click Save. Now there are other things that I can do with this note. I can change its color, which Mary Beth will go into in more detail. I can add an image, so I'm going to do that right now. When you add an image, it'll bring you to your pictures folder, and I'm going to choose a Google image. And it just makes the note easier to notice and know exactly what it is. So now I know that this is a Google note. So now you can choose to do other options. I'm going to I'm not going to delete the note or archive the note. I'm going to show you that with another note. But I also have the option if I wanted to add a label. Mary Beth will go into that in more detail. I can make a copy, and I can copy to Google Doc. So for those options, I'm going to show you them with the different notes. So I'm going to go to this one right here, and I'm going to choose to archive it. If I archive a note, I can go over to my archive folder, and now that's where the note will appear. And if I choose, I can change to make it back to my regular notes instead of in my archive. With this note right here, I'm going to choose to first make a copy of it. And that'll make 2 of that note. And I'm also going to copy to Google Doc. If I copy to Google Doc, what happens is it tells you down here that that's what it's doing. I can choose to open the doc, and it makes a Google document with that specific note in it. I can also choose to delete a note. If I delete a note, I can go into my trash folder, and that's where all my deleted notes will be, and trash will be deleted after 7 days, or I can choose to empty my trash now. I can also choose to restore the note, and if I go back to my notes, it will be back in my normal notes folder again. So I also can, if I choose to use my mobile app on Google Keep allows you to do many of those features, and it also allows you to record yourself speaking, and it will make your speech text. So if you would like to talk your note, it'll put a note in writing in your Google Doc, in your Google Notes, which you can also access from your computer. So now Mary Beth is going to take over and show you some other features of what you can do with Google Keep.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is my Google Keep. As you can tell, it's very colorful, my organization. I also have labels. So what I'm going to show you is how to create a label and add colors and totally organize your Google Keep. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is once you have this, there's a lot of notes here. It's important that you know what you have, and like anything else, you can search. And in Google, there's always a search bar in the upper corner, in the upper part. So I'm going to search Google Keep. I can search by color, so I can pull up all my colors of Google Keep that are in different colors. I can pick all these. So if I keep them very well organized by color, I should be able to do that. The other thing you can do in Google Keep is I can also search by the title of the note. Excuse me. So I started to type up shopping list, and my shopping list comes up, and I click on my shopping list here. Now, as Susan said, and Lisa both said that there's this menu bar on the bottom. With my shopping list, as if I had a piece of paper, I would like to check things off as I'm using my list. So what I would do is go to the lower menu bar here and go on to the More. Click on the More, and I can go Show Checkboxes. And it automatically gives a little checkbox next to it. And I can, the little X on the right-hand side, I can always delete part of my checkboxes. Or if I actually click on the checkbox, it will put a line through it and show all my checked items at the bottom of the list. And I can keep doing that. And it will show me how to do, it will show 2 items checked, and it will keep every other item there. So I can do that, and I hit click done, and if I X out of this, it will bring me back to all of my Google Keep notes. As you can see, I keep mine in a grid form. I like that appearance better because it reminds me of everything I have in front of me. But as Lisa said, in the upper right-hand corner, you can change, and it will go into your last Google note that you have. But you can also, at any point, click and drag them wherever you want. They don't have to stay in that order. But again, I prefer mine to be in a grid view. And also in here, you can click and drag them all around however you want them to look. and you can move them to any place that you want. So that's important also. And then the main menu I'm going to explain to you. The main menu is the 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner. This would show you all of your reminders that you have. Right now I don't have any reminders, but if I had any reminders on any of my notes, they would appear here. Labels, what you can do is these are all the current labels that I have. You can edit them or create a new one at any point. If I click edit, it gives me also the option to create a new label and edit any of my current labels that I have. Go back to here to my notes. If I want to create a new label, I'll click create a new label, and I'm going to label the note that Susan gave me, and I'm going to call this Google Class. So I type that in under Edit Labels. There's a check to the right of it to make sure that you want your label to stay in place. You need to click that, and it will add to the list of your rest of your labels, and then click Done. To label a note, you would go back into your notes and click on the one. So now I want to label Susan's note that she shared with me, as you can see, from Susan Dubois. I would click on there. I can either do it by clicking here, and it's also shared with Lisa. It will show you the pictures of the individuals that you share it with. I would go down to here. I can here click on the 3 dots and click Add a Label, and it will show all the labels that are available. If I click on there, the label appears over here in the right-hand corner above the edited time. And that's how you would share you would create a label. Whoops. Also, I can change the color of this note by clicking on here, as I like to color my notes. I can make this a gray note, and that would be for all my Google classes. I can make it blue, which I already use. I can make it a nice little seafoam green, or any other color that I would want to do. And if I click Done, it goes back there. I can also do that. I don't have to click on the note to do that. I can click on it while it's in the grid view. I could still change the color at any point here. I could click it with no label. So you can do that anywhere. And the same thing with adding the label. You can do that by changing the labels here. You do not have to be clicked on the note for you to be able to do that. Going back to the main menu, I want to show you in the upper left-hand corner also what's available to you. Your archives we went through. These are all the notes that are archives, and again, you can unarchive them. The trash. I have some notes in the trash. I can empty the trash now, and it will get rid of just like in any sort of email. But the settings is what I want to show you. If you click on the settings menu, and you look here, these are your basic list behaviors. When you have a list, what do you want it to do? Well, as you saw, I have, as I type new items in, I would add every new item to the bottom. If I click that, that's what will happen. I can unclick that. When I click a checked item, it will automatically move the checked item to the bottom also. So I have that. Also, if you want to be able to share your notes, you need to make sure that your enabled sharing box is clicked there. And you would save that, and that would give you also all your same features. So all of these things are, again, a great organizational tool. Think of using Google Keep as Post-it notes for your computer. As you can see, it can be used for all of your needs, personal and educational. You could do whatever you wanted with it. So that is our organizational tool on Google Keep. I'm going to go back to my screen, and I'm going to unshare my screen, and I would like to say thank you for viewing our presentation, and I hope this was helpful.